Hey, hey.
Hey, hey,
What's up?
hey, I gotta run to the post office real quick here.
Yeah, no worries.
I figured I was just gonna listen more than anything on this.
Yeah, I just really, I just think this is something that, the guys can get together and we just kind of let them kind of talk and, figure
Right.
out what, what's going on with them. And if Jeff has any questions on, some of the stuff with the SERP shaker and, all that good
Yep,
jazz.
right. No, I got you.
Yep, yep.
Sounds good.
Cool. How's the weather there?
46. It's okay. It's casual. I'm doing, I told you that direct mail, and I gotta get 400 letters out by tomorrow, and I'm doing a bulk email. So
Yeah.
I found, those little sweet tart packages that have, it's a little package that has like 4 or 6 sweet tarts in it.
Yeah.
You remember on Trick or Treat or Valentine's Day they have them. Well,
Yep.
I'm sending 400 letters to existing customers, a 4-page sales letter to upgrade. And I got it's a sweetheart deal, expires on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's a
So
good
I got,
idea.
the sweet tarts are the bulky part of the mail.
Just something to get their attention.
Yeah, so it's in this envelope right here, and it's bulky. You could feel it, like what's inside of this
Yeah.
thing. So I got to the post office to find out what the postage of these are going to be.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. That shouldn't be too bad on the wallet. They shouldn't weigh that much.
Yeah, but I think if they can't put it through the automated machines, it
Oh,
goes up.
that's
I think
true.
I think it goes up to $1 something if they can't push it through the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good point. That's a good point.
yeah. But
Cool.
it only takes one sale, right? It only takes one sale
To
to
make up
pay
for
for
it.
it and to make it profitable. So
And how many are you sending out?
only 300.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, cool. Well, guys, how's it going with Jeff and Sean? How you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Busy, busy. How about you? What's going on, Sean?
Busy is always good.
Yeah,
Sean's got the Alvin and the Chipmunk thing going
I was
on.
gonna say that Mickey Mouse on the line. That's pretty funny.
That's hilarious. I guess Sean, you can't hear yourself on the
I
Mickey
think you
Mouse
signed
thing.
out.
That's crazy. What's going on, Eric?
Can you hear me? I'm fighting stuff here.
There you go. We can hear you now.
Do I sound normal?
Yes.
Hey, look at that.
Okay.
Hey, Andy, you can mute me out, okay, while I go to the post office? Just
Yeah.
mute me out.
Okay.
Alrighty.
That'll be good.
All right.
Looks like we're looking at him through a keyhole.
Yeah, it does. All right, cool. I got him muted real quick. Give it some others a chance to get on here. I want to make sure real quick. Somehow I think Lynn is not included in that list. I'll make sure she has the option to get on here too. 1 second, guys. Got a million windows open here, like always. Sort through everything.
Andy, what was Mike talking about? He's sending out some direct mail pieces?
Yeah, for his, his brick and mortar business. He's
300 of them. 300 of them, actually. A 4-page typical sales letter with the doodles on it. And I was telling him I ordered from, God, what was the name of that place? I can't remember the name of the place, but I ordered 400 packages of sweet tarts. You know, those little packages of sweet tarts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sweetheart deal. It expires on Valentine's Day, so it's important I get it out tomorrow to give them time to call me and, you know, go through that process.
Right. What is your brick and mortar business?
I own a technology company. You know, we support local businesses with their office technologies.
Got it.
Awesome.
So it's targeted to customers that bought from me in 2004 to 2010. So, you know, kind of like your TV or whatever, you know, after about 5 years, it's just time to upgrade. And that's kind of what that's the whole point of this is to motivate them to upgrade. So I'm talking about the pain points, and then I'm giving them a lot of reasons. In fact, $1,490 of reasons to call me.
Got it. Reactivation.
Cool. Lynn's actually going to join us here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get them. Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay.
All right, I'm going to mute out now, guys, just for about 10 minutes while I have them weigh this thing.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Okay, guys, just real quick, I want to talk about the article creation for that initial run with SERPshaker. Kind of give me an idea. I know you guys have probably done this in the past. At least Eric, I know you have. What size article do we need for that initial run? Is that something that we need, about a 700-page article, or 700-word, not page, good Lord, 700-word article? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, 700-word article for that initial run.
It really depends on how wide you're going to go with spinning it.
Okay.
If you want to spin to, 500 cities, you probably need more words so that you're not duplicating as badly, and it also depends on how much you can spin it. And that's kind of my biggest concern with all this, is not being able to spin in Spanish and not being able to spin in depth in Spanish. But the other part of that, though, is that if you put a video on a page, you can get down to like 150, 200, words if you have a video on that page as well, because that carries that much weight.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that kind of leads me to another question, because we had talked about this a little bit yesterday. So we are talking about spinning. Is that right, or I guess?
Yeah, if you don't spin, you're going to end up with duplicate content all over the place.
Okay.
The whole purpose of SERPshaker is to actually create tagged and coded properly pages for every single city, state, whatever. I mean, honestly, if you did this right, you could tell me, what 500 cities you want in the country, and once we have that thing done, we can have that all 500 of those pages done in minutes.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. We probably need to look and see who we can get to spin an article in Spanish. I don't think that's something it's not going to be an easy task at all.
No.
Who's the girl that has I forget her name right now, that's got the friend living with her in her house? Or
Rebecca?
Rebecca does.
Yeah, I mean, if we could, at least she could check it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I mean, I hate spinning in English, but it's everything you see out there with SpinWriter and all those things, you can put them in their best setting, and the crap they spit out is not readable 90% of the time. You got to do everything manually.
I totally agree.
And if it's going to be on your, if it's for articles and crap like we're doing in the SEO thing, that doesn't matter as much. But if it's going to be on your website, you can't have it be, incorrect, in my opinion.
Yeah. Jeff brought up an interesting point the other day, talking about that there's word going around that there's not a duplicate content penalty for local SEO. I don't know if that's how much weight that carries, But
Well, there never really has been quote unquote a duplicate content penalty. It's if you're like something else, basically they take the page that they think is the authority page and it ranks, and the other pages all don't rank.
yeah,
That's kind of the duplicate content penalty. So part of that with like when you're doing that for your site, though, you don't want pages not ranking, so you've got to be careful not to really duplicate it.
okay. So let's talk a little bit about that in terms of spinning. What percentage do you think we need to spin an article to in Spanish to, I mean, I guess this first run is really going to be a test anyway, just to kind of see. But what are your thoughts on that?
I'd listen to Sean's thoughts on that as well, but I don't, I typically go to try to get it spun about 30% before I do an English article. And I probably don't do it as much as other people, but the people that are talking 50, 60, 70% spinning, they're generating crap.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. You got a lot of people talking, I spun that 80%, unique, and if you look at it, 90 out of 100, iterations of it don't make any sense at all.
Exactly. That's my only fear with, and I hate spinning. I typically stay away from it just because of that whole that problem. I'm trying to make sure that I'm gearing my site for the viewer, not the the spiders of Google and stuff. I'm not as worried about that, but it does become a problem when you're having to pump out content like this. Dang, where's Matt Cutts when you need him? Think he'd join our team?
He'd be against everything we're doing.
Probably.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, well, then we got to talk about that. Let's come up with a general template for this initial article, because I do want to go ahead and get this pumped out. Man, I don't care. We now have some money coming into the PayPal account. So my thought is, if nobody volunteers to go ahead and create that first article, then we're going to outsource it. We're going to pay somebody $10 to write a stinking article,
Yeah.
and get that done, so that we're not sitting here next week with the same problem. I want to go ahead and get that created. I want the video thing. I think it's going to be a little bit more complex. I do think that that's something. I agree with you. It's something I think that we can definitely bring up for the future stuff that we're going to be running. One good thing, and I don't. Some of you guys were on the call yesterday. I have reached out to a professional video guy who is a friend of mine who works for Home and Garden Television, CMT, and does all the editing and everything. And I've actually got a call supposed to be coming in from him, and we're going to offer him to be a part of the group too and run the video side of things. So that
I don't know if you guys have tried it or not. I used these guys before, and you can get really decent articles for $4 or $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have used them.
Yeah.
And that's a good idea. So let's talk about doing that.
And then the guy on Fiverr, we got that Fiverr guy who's the Mexican translator or whatever that's does it for the embassy.
Yeah.
So.
Does he actually do any writing, or is he just doing the translating?
No, he just does translating.
But it would be interesting to see if maybe for $20 if he would be willing to do some sort of spin type thing, because he would know all of the proper synonyms and adjectives and how to do it.
I'll look him up on Fiverr and see if I can. I'll ask him about that and see.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Let's put that down. So you'll do that, Eric. You'll check with him about spinning.
Yeah, I will.
What's the guy's name?
I'm looking and trying to find him now.
Yeah,
I send out so many emails on there I can't figure out half of it.
Okay. Cool. We'll probably have to do this for both groups, so we're looking to double this up. So if you could throw us a little love there too, we'll have 2 articles. We need 2 articles created, and we need 2 articles translated, and hopefully with a little spin in it. So And I mean, let's tell the guy too. For future reference, we can give him business.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be willing to work with us on some stuff.
Hey, just to give you a heads up, we've got somebody coming that was supposed to be here like 2 hours ago to pick up a piece of furniture, and I'm going to have to help him carry it. So
yeah,
I'm watching out my window to see if they pull in.
No worries. No worries. So if you drop off, we'll know where you went. We know where to find you.
Yes, you do.
Yes, sir. And sorry, guys, about any confusion with the calls. I don't really think that we'll have much of an issue with this anymore. I think I would like to set these calls on Monday to where all of us get together and talk. Just keep it kind of in our calendar. 3 o'clock time frame seems to be the best for everyone. So the biggest thing is just making sure. I would love to get all of us on the call if at all possible. But I do understand some things come up, and we do have a lot of calls during the week. But if at least one person could represent each group, I think that would be a benefit. And if all of us could get on here, it'd be the best situation. But and hey, Lynn, I saw you just popped on as well, and we were just talking about creating our initial article for the spin or for the run for the SERP shaker. We need something to be very generic. Actually, you know what? We don't have to create the first article for the HVAC group. We have an article in there that seems to be generic enough that we can use, so we're really only talking about the plumbing group that needs a more generic article. But what we're going to do is we're going to create those articles, and then we're going to turn it over to somebody who can translate and maybe do a little spin to the article so that we have some different synonyms and stuff in there so that it is a little bit unique, each page.
And also,
you're on mute there too, Lynn, just in case you don't know.
And also,
Mike, you back on, Mike? Okay, he's not back on yet.
Oh, he waved. He acknowledged he hears us.
There you go. There you go.
I had another video playing in my ear, and I didn't want you guys to have to listen to it.
Oh, okay.
All right, $1.19.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that, gas prices?
That was I wish.
Postage for a mailer.
So,
I wish $1.19 for gas prices. That'd be nice.
From what I heard, Andy, you guys got some cheap gas in Tennessee.
We
Not to
do.
take it off topic, but I've heard that.
Dude, my truck typically takes $80 to fill up. The last time I was at the pump, it cost me half that, $40. I was pumped. I was like, no way. I had to do a double take. I was like, wait a second, this stopped on accident, and I went to press it again, and then I had to look at the cost of gas. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how drastic it has been. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in the Middle East with all that crap. So
Well,
they're trying to run the gas companies out of business.
well, basically they did what they said they were never doing all along. It's like, oh, we don't control it by the weight we pump it at. We don't control it that way. And now they're doing exactly that.
Yeah, exactly. Funny. But yeah, so that's the biggest thing I think that's keeping us from making that run is just the getting that initial article and getting that translated and stuff. Now, tell me how easy is it once you have that, Eric? How easy of a process is it? How long does it take you to actually set something like this up?
Most of the time is actually spent in the research and putting everything together ahead of time. Once I've got my city, states, and all the rest of that in there and everything, and have an article, less than an hour.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. We were talking about just doing Texas as a starting place. So
right, and I think there was like 20 cities on that list or something.
Yep, that's about right.
I think so.
Yeah, so honestly, it doesn't make any difference whether it's 20 or 50. It's the same amount of time because that part of it, you're just hitting a button and waiting for it. Yeah. It's just setting up everything ahead of time. So if you wanted to do more cities in Texas, we can.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I say we do all of
Texas. Have everything in there. It's pretty easy.
It really is.
So
what
what?
we do need to think about is how we want to lay out where we want ads to look later, though. But I mean, you can literally change it on the fly too.
Wait, say that again. I didn't get that.
It has spots in there where you can put in short codes to save AdSense, Google AdWords, all that, and any kind of ads that you want to sell later, banners.
Okay.
So we kind of want to talk about that as a group and decide, and my thought is just to give it like 3 banners, one across the top, one on the bottom, one in the middle, and maybe a sidebar.
That's good. I think that's perfect. Okay. Jeff,
And they can be empty. That doesn't hurt anything.
Hey,
Okay.
can I ask a question, Eric?
Sure.
So one of the things we probably want to do when you roll out the pages is to have what I envision, and I know that would be good for SEO, is if we can get images, and like for instance, let's say we're in just because I don't know any cities in Texas, let's just say Dallas. Let's say we're in the city of Dallas and you're doing that page. We would want to have a image, with the alt text set up for, obviously the Dallas city for that keyword, right? But take it a step further, if we could also have that image to have a like an overlay, like we would do a lower third or something on a video with the phone number, the tracking number that we're going to use for that area, or our corporate number. Is that something that can be automated, or do we have to go to each page and do that after the fact?
You can tag the photos, do your alt tags, vary that. You can have it randomly pick out of a folder of photos.
Just by short code?
Say that again?
Is it just by short code?
No. When you're doing that, it's spin tax.
Okay.
So in other words, I would pre-name the files ahead of time and have them sitting in there, and then I would put spin tax in so it can pick one of the photos. As far as an overlay, that's a whole nother level, and I'm not sure.
Well, that's okay, and that's okay, because in the beginning we won't have customers, and in the beginning, we won't have phone numbers. So actually, that's okay, and that's something that we could, somebody in the group could go in after the fact and just copy the image, attach the phone number for that tracking number, and then re-upload it the same. That would be a fairly easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But so if we had, then just for conversation, let's say we had 10 images, and maybe those images are different sizes, which I recommend they would be different sizes, and you're saying then you can spin which one it picks up and vary the alt text, through spin text.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we don't want you guys, that are working on the SEO, to have to work with the little details of putting pictures together and stuff like that. That's stuff that we need to let other people in the group do.
If you get the pictures doing the rest of it's easy.
Yeah. No, we'll take care of that, and that's something that we can definitely do. It doesn't necessarily have to be on our first run. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't recommend it be our first run. I think it needs to be something that we do kind of think about and put together, and I think this is something that the video, I think we're trying to separate things. We can have a group that's more geared for the SEO side of things, then we have a group that's more geared for the video side of things, and then we kind of have like a little management group, that like Kate and ones like that are doing project management, but the video guys are the ones that really need to be doing that stuff.
Can I give you one more thing with that might save us some time to get started?
Yeah. Yes.
I use a plugin called Related YouTube Videos, and I can put the coding in there and actually put into the plugin the code out of Surfshaker, and it will literally take that city, that topic, whatever the thing is, and it'll actually, by the title of that page, it'll pull whatever the #1 video is on YouTube, or it'll list multiple videos. So in Spanish, it would say, I don't know, tankless water heater installation. it would pull that for that area, whatever the #1 video is, which would give somebody free advertising. But what happens with this thing, and the cool thing about it, as you get things done, you can go in and manually put in your own code there and just override what it created.
Good.
So that you could actually create this, fill it with content, and then as you get more stuff, you can fill in your own.
Okay. I like that.
Just so you're aware that that's out there.
Yeah, because that's why we would want to do the images on the first run anyway, because we can always replace them.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that you can actually go in and change it out as you create stuff. That's great. So, yeah, I'm down with that. Good idea. And that's just a plug-in that you have?
It's a free plugin. If you look it up online, it's related YouTube videos. I've been using it for a while. It's a little picky with having some glitches with certain themes, but I've been able to overcome that and read through the code and figure out how to overcome that on almost every site.
Perfect. Good stuff. Jeff, where are you with things, with some of the training and all? Have you had some opportunity to go into some of that?
Yeah, I'm working my way through that. Eric, thank you so much for passing that along.
Definitely.
You're welcome.
I know that's a lot of stuff, so it wasn't easy putting that together. So I am working through that, and like we discussed earlier, I'm gonna do like a test run, keeping it small and just getting familiar with it, and use that as a first step, with the intention of going in and cleaning it out, and then so we're better positioned moving forward. But that's my plan right now.
Perfect. And I mean, that's part of the reason why we want to have these calls too, so that we can all lean on each other and get some support in areas that we need support in. So that's the focus here. Any other thoughts on and again, we don't really have a designated time for this call. We just want to have it just to to make sure that we're keeping accountable to each other. But any other questions or thoughts or ideas for this coming week, and organizing ourselves and making sure that we are moving forward with these processes?
No, I think we covered the things that, because those are the things we just discussed with Kate.
Yep.
So.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did send the email out to the guy on Fiverr.
Cool.
I also, if you look in the chat, hit the link to his gigs there.
Great.
Awesome. I'm going to copy that real quick before we... I have a tendency of getting off these things, not taking the info and losing it. So.
We all do that.
Now Kate had mentioned to me, and on the HVAC side, that y'all were talking about going with a 24-hour emergency as your default.
Yeah, that was the idea. You not think that's a good idea?
Yeah, the only thing I said with that, I consider that more of a specialty, where it's basically a service. Like, that's why I said for plumbing, it's like service and repair. Yeah. Because it's very general. So if you're going to put that across everybody, not everybody provides 24-hour emergency service.
Good point. That is a good point.
So that was my only thing, and I wasn't sure if she passed that in along or not. I was
well, maybe we should. No, I haven't heard anything about that. Well, maybe we should just go ahead and get an article for the HVAC side as well.
Yeah, because you just want to stick with general, service and repair, because that's so general you can do anything.
Exactly.
But if you say 24-hour emergency, that's a great niche for leads, because that's a high-dollar lead. But for your general, I think you could be shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, it's a good point. So do you guys think that once we have this initial article, this is something that we can keep it going? We can keep expanding that one article into different cities, right?
Yeah, because it pulls in the short codes using the search shaker for the city and the state, and the zip will be a tag. So those will be added into all these as well as part of this, spin or uniqueness. Yeah. So, yeah.
But it's easy after the fact. Once you've already made a run. Okay. All right. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
I also think it would be a good exercise if we identify this resource to to get them to produce an article and see how it is working with this person, what they're able to produce for us.
Yeah.
So we have an idea moving forward of what our resources are.
Yeah, because then we can have a sanity check, like after he translates it, maybe we can give it to Rebecca for her friend to read and see if it makes sense.
That's a good point. Good point. Why don't since Eric's done that, he's already messaged the guy on that. I will go into iWriter, and I will go in and see if I can find somebody who's qualified to write on both these two groups. Just see if I can identify a couple of people, and then we'll just go ahead and get the ball rolling in that area as well.
What kind of article are we looking at? I missed the call yesterday or whatever.
Yeah, something just very general for both groups. It just needs to be about just HVAC service.
Service and repair. Yeah, I suggested plumbing service and repair for ours, and I suggest the same for HVAC.
Yeah. Well, did you look at the one I did about hiring a HVAC contractor?
I've seen the articles, and I asked the question. That's something that I referred to Kate on. So the only one that she brought up for the HVAC group was the 24-hour service. I mean, you wrote the article, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, it's something that
and I'm writing some other ones, so
Yeah.
If you have something in mind, let me know.
Yeah, well, yeah. On the HVAC side, if we don't have to hire a writer on that, that'd be perfect. So. We can save the $5 and put that towards something else. But yeah, I mean, if you can write,
I can't remember. Let me check and see how many I've done already.
Okay.
I want to say four or five, something like that.
And are you sticking to about 700 words each article?
Yeah, they come in usually between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Because you can't, we don't want to absolutely pad them,
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. The other articles must be in, is it Basecamp, whatever project manager software we're using, because I don't see them here. Or, wait a minute. Well,
I bet she did upload Bitrix.
Yeah, well, I put them there, and I put them in the other one, too, I think, but they're gone. Maybe Gary's taking them out of here when he grabs them because they're gone.
The Bitrix side, there'd be a company drive at the bottom on the left-hand side because when she explained Bitrix to me where it was in the drive before, I was like, all I see is my drive and there's nothing in it. It's like way down at the bottom on the left-hand side is company drive.
Yeah, I think that's where I put them. Oh, I've got the one about the air quality. And I think he's translated that one. He's translated several of these.
And that might be another thing that we do too.
There's more of that.
With Gary, Gary would be another good resource. I wonder how comfortable Gary would feel in doing some spinning on some of these articles. I'm gonna ask him that question. So it seems like in terms of writing and the translation, we have. Well, we do have Andrea and Rebecca on that other side, so I can't say that. Okay, I'm gonna talk with Kate, and then I'm gonna make sure that we touch base with each one of the group members that are the ones that are doing some of the translating and writing of articles, and just make sure that we do want to firm up and secure that one article. I think on the plumbing side we've asked, and nobody's really stood up and said I'll do it. So that's why I'm saying I should just go ahead and get an article written. I've
got a plumbing client. So what kind of article are you looking for? Basically,
very general.
Yeah, just one titled service and repair. So just something like services. Just mentions basic service type things,
And just maybe things like, what to look for and, how, a lot of times when I write stuff like that, I talk about things, making sure that you talk to 3 different people and, you know what I mean? Just
you touch the top 10 things, the top 10 things.
That sort of stuff is in that article on the HVAC contracting.
Okay, perfect. Well, then
I think we could just change some words.
I think you're right.
You should go for plumbing too.
Give me the title of that again.
Hang on a minute. How how to hire an HVAC contractor,
Okay.
and that's in the Facebook group too. So,
Okay.
and my version's there. I don't see one from Gary.
Okay. All right. We'll get that taken care of, and we'll get that translated.
I think he may have it to translate. I don't know. I was keeping a little ahead of him, but
I want to talk to him anyway. I want to see what he can do in terms of like doing spin tax and stuff like that. Ask him if he has any experience doing that. So I will, one way or another, we're gonna get this firmed up.
Hey.
In the next few days.
Hey, Andy.
oh, what if?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Lynn.
I just what if we take an article, spin it with the spin tax in it, and then have that translated?
You mean spin it ahead of time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spin it in English, because I think the spinners are all English.
Yeah, my only
Right.
concern is the way the language is. They kind of do
The
the
structure.
reverse. The
Yeah.
structure is
Yeah.
different. They like, and
Yeah.
we would say big
Right.
blue car, and they would say the car is big and
Right.
blue.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
A lot of the people on iWriter, when they send you the thing, they run it in through SpinWriter, and they actually send it to you spun as well.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So, I mean, if we did that, it might be easier if we get the translator to do all that and kind of let him determine what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
might just have to move it into sentence structure is all they
And
have to
delete
do.
what doesn't work or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if they're not used to looking at spin tax, that'll drive you crazy.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, again, I kind of came full circle here with this thought process. So now that we're actually talking about spinning, we definitely need to address that. I'm going to work on this today and see what we can get done.
Hey, Andy, check the chat. Check the chat stream.
Yeah. What is easing articles?
Just if you go to that link, there's a whole bunch of articles. I would just print a couple of them, read it, and then just rewrite an article.
Yeah. That's a good
for
idea.
what we're trying to do, that's all I would do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
rewrite that line by line, you'll have a new article.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Instead of reinventing the world, the
I
whole
agree.
thing.
I agree. So we can take those easy articles and rewrite them, and then again get them, and especially the fact since we're translating it, I totally agree.
Yeah. Because then we just have to pay for translating if need be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, let me organize this thought a little bit and get some things firmed up.
Guys, I'm stepping away a couple minutes, sorry.
Yeah, and it's fine. We're probably about to end the call anyway. But yeah, let's get this firmed up, and we'll get these articles. We'll get them prepared, through the weekend and stuff. And of course, a lot of it's going to depend on if we do go off to somebody who's doing a gig, and their time and how long it takes for them to get it back to us.
Yeah.
But it looks like on the HVAC side, we're going to have an article there. The plumbing side, we're going to have to create the article. So I think in terms of the translation, we do have Gary. I want to find out, whether Gary has the ability to actually go in there and spin the article, or if that's something he's not comfortable with. If not, then we probably do need to find somebody who is accustomed to spin. I know, good gosh, on Fiverr, there's got to be somebody on Fiverr that will spin in Espanol. We gotta locate them. That's something I'm gonna search.
Yeah, I have one guy, and he does SEO, and he's fluent in English and Spanish both. He lives in Mexico, but his gig's gone. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But he can't be the only one.
Yeah, exactly. Between all these places, not just Fiverr, we can always go out to some of the other places too.
Yeah, SEO clerks.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. And see what we can find out there. Surely we can find somebody who can spin a stinking article in Spanish and do it for nothing. So, okay, cool. Well, those are things that I'm going to do some work on too, and you know, and if you want, I don't know, Lynn, I don't know how that's going to work, you know, with the different groups and stuff. Let me talk to Mike a little bit about it too, on, you know, getting some articles
Okay.
written on the plumbing side. We've got so much stuff that's up in the air right now with our group and firming our group up. There's some people that I just don't know about. Some people surprised me. I thought some people were going to drop off, and then this week they pop up out of thin air. So I'm like, well, I mean, it's a good thing too. I mean, I'm happy that they're with our team and stuff. So I really thought that this was going to even get narrowed down that much further, and it really hasn't. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are what I consider to be the leadership of this group, and you know, your thoughts and your input are so valuable, and we're gonna rock it out. So I really do appreciate you guys in specific, and you know, just getting in there and rolling your sleeves up and going to work. So, and being a part of the calls and all that stuff, that's just huge. Thank you guys so much. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end the call unless you guys have anything else that you want to talk about. I want to you know, respect your time, but yeah, let's have some of this talk. I'll be in touch with you guys individually too, in the group and stuff, and in Facebook. So
other than that, Jeff and Sean, are you guys do you have what you need? I mean, are we providing you with what you need?
Yeah, I've already discussed. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I'm, you know, I have what I need for right now. I think the priority, from my perspective, is getting familiar with SERPshaker and, you know, taking the articles either that we have or that we're going to write, and you know, moving forward with those. So yeah, and I. Believe me, I won't hesitate to reach out if there's something I need or.
Yeah, and please don't. And that is the purpose why I asked that. You know, if you guys get frustrated or you know, you're critical to this puzzle, and anything we need to do, you know, just reach out and, you know, tell either Kate, myself, or Andy, and we'll do everything we need to do to make sure we provide the help you need.
definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I went over that with Kate yesterday, and that's basically why Andy was kind of bringing up stuff we did today, that the plumbing side really needs that article first, because we need that article to be able to roll out that test state of Texas. Right. And the other next priority, of course, is translation of all the keyword lists, so we can do a full analysis of those in Spanish.
Right. Okay.
How far are we into that, the translation of the keyword list? Because
it's getting closer.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably about 65, 70%.
Okay.
I included in the keyword list that I put out there translations, but I did that through Google Translate, so that's definitely something that we want to have reviewed by someone that's, you know, fluent in Spanish.
That's something we probably need to specifically tune Gary into too. And unfortunately, Gary works, and so he can't be a part of the calls. So this is just going to be something that we're going to have to reach out to him individually on and ask him to help us with it. So yeah, I'll make sure that gets done. Translation of keyword list. All right, cool, guys.
Great.
Yep, and like Mike said, just let us know if we can do anything for you, and we'll, we'll pull resources and do what we have to do.
Okay, sounds great, guys. Thanks for your time.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Good talking to you. Thanks, Andy, for running everything.
You got it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Sean. Bye-bye.
See you.
I got it.